Hello y'all, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be starting on, what was that? We're going to be starting, we are, oh, he slobbers everywhere. Y'all should see the trail of water right now. This is why I can't keep my floors clean. Anyway, today we're going to be working on tearing out the built-ins that I installed. It's been a couple years. So I did a huge built-in in her room. At the time, it like worked great. It had all her little knickknacks on it, but she's asked for a more simple space. She has like a vision in mind. So I'm going to just make that vision come to life for her. And the first thing that's got to go are these built-ins. That way she has more room to like move her room around for the things that she now wants. So we're gonna make that happen, but don't worry, the wood and all that stuff is not gonna be wasted. I'm actually gonna be reusing that in my son's room for a project for his bedroom, so it just works out. And whatever I don't use in there, I'll be able to use that wood to like do built-ins in the closets, stuff like that. So nothing's gonna get wasted, which is good. I don't wanna waste, I mean, I spent a lot of money on this built-in, so I wanna make sure that I'm reusing everything that I can. So, anyway, I went out there to the carport. I got my little piece. The way that I built these built-ins was that way I could take them apart. It was really important to me. I wanted to make sure that, once again, I could reuse the wood if necessary. So I got my little bit here. I got my drill over there, and we're gonna go start tearing this out. Starting at the top, I am going to take my razor knife and kind of just score the area around the top. I did end up caulking this, which was fine. It did leave a little mark on the ceiling, but not to worry, my friends. I got to repaint all the ceilings in the house anyway. I'm going to save that for like a really bored day, because that is a lot. Painting ceilings, painting walls is one thing. Painting a ceiling, that is next level. I need to get some arm strength up before I can work on that. But I did go ahead and score the top so I can break these off. And then like I said earlier, I built this so it was easy to take apart. So all the screws are actually in pocket holes. And then I never filled those holes because I wanted to make sure that, you know, I could find the screws when it was time to take this down. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have always loved this area, the built-in, but the main reason, so if you're curious, the main reason why we decided to take these down, and I knew this was gonna be a problem whenever I built them, but she wanted it so badly, and I'm that mama that's gonna make it happen, okay? So she really wanted the built-ins with a seating area, and at that time, she was really into that, and she wanted to have like a little sitting, you know, area to read and hang out with her friends, and she wanted all the shelves. And just as time went on, after having them for a while, you know, the mess, not necessarily the mess, but just the upkeep it takes to keep up with built-ins and dusting them. And then not to mention, she doesn't have the ability to move her room around like she used to. And she is very much my kid. Like, she wants to, I go in there sometimes and she's done rearranged the whole room by herself, okay? So she loves to be able to move her bed around. And we were kind of limited. There was only 2 or 3 walls that you could put the bed on, but this was not one of them. And she really wanted to like be able to move her room around a little bit more, have a more simple space that was easier to take care of, and that also looked a little bit older. I tried to tell her that I think that it was the pink on the built-ins that was like kind of making it seem a little bit more on the girly, you know, like kid side, like not, she's still a kid, but I was trying to explain to her that I think that when I had the built-ins originally painted white, it gave more of an adult look. And if you missed the full makeover that I did in this room way back, I'm going to link it, because although it's an older video, it's a good one and it's definitely worth watching if you missed it. The built-ins were white. I feel like her room was very like girly. It still looked appropriate for her age, but also really mature. And honestly, that's what she wants now. So I'm trying to incorporate, you know, a little bit more of a mature look, still keep it appropriate for her age, but also for her interests too, because at the end of the day, every kid's different. And while she still is into all the little girly kid things, the actual aesthetic of her room, she wants something a little bit more, you know, mature looking. So I'm going to make that happen. She definitely wants boho, like a little bit darker and moodier, which is crazy because she's always been into like bright colors and stuff, but she wants to do like dark blues and she wants to incorporate color, but just like moodier colors. So I love that she's just being creative in her space, and I'm really just here to work for her. I mean, honestly, that's why I'm here. She's over here directing me, telling me what to do, and I love it. Now, you may be wondering, well, where are all of your fur babies? Because y'all know they follow me around like my little shadows. But due to the amount of work that was happening in here, I didn't want them to get hurt, so I had them out there in the living room, staying occupied with all of their new toys that they got through our new Bark subscription. Today's video is proudly sponsored by Bark. Bark is the leading dog-first company delivering high-quality toys, treats, and experiences through their monthly subscriptions. They offer the Bark Box and the Super Chewer Box. These are monthly theme boxes with one-of-a-kind toys designed in-house and guaranteed to make your best pal happy. Signing up is so easy. All you have to do is tell them a little bit about your dog, age, breed, allergies, etc., and then you can build a box as unique as your fur baby. Then all you have to do is pick a plan, so 1 month, 6 month, or 12-month plan, and the shipping is always free. And if your dogs are anything like mine, they are going to be beyond excited, and they're going to love you a lot after getting this box in the mail. You can see they all three were just like, put it down on the ground, Mom. Let's get our favorite toys out. They were ready to go. They were stealing toys without even being able to take the tags off. And I knew they were going to do this, so I made sure to get a video clip of what all came in the Super Chewer box before they got into it. So we have 4 bags of treats, all different ones, and they loved all of them, and then 4 Super Chewer toys, and the one that has a squeaker in it is so loud. Oh my gosh, they love it so much. They also included 2 little bonus treats as well, so that was really cool. So definitely recommend for any of your dogs that are a little bit stronger, bigger dogs that like to chew on things, this is going to be the box for them. They also offer this box here, just the regular Bark box. This one typically comes with 2 treats and 2 toys. However, right now, Bark Box is offering an exclusive double deluxe deal. So when you sign up today, they'll actually double your first box for free. That's 4 toys instead of just 2 and 4 bags of treats instead of 2. It's an amazing deal you don't want to miss out on. I will have all the links down below in the description box so that way you can check them out and get your subscription started today. As I was tearing these out, a lot of the wood came out perfect, and I'm going to be able to reuse it. So I actually have it stored away, ready to go for the next project. It all needs to be like sanded and fixed and all that before I can actually like rebuild with it. So what I did temporarily was just take all this stuff out to the carport where I will be able to actually like work on the pieces of wood and fix everything. Now this little chest, look, this thing, it might not look that heavy, but she's solid, okay? So solid. I made this out of multiple 2x4s, and then I even wrapped it with a shiplap. It's super cute. Honestly, it's super cute. But it's just big and bulky, and we don't really need it, so I decided to just move that. Honestly, I think what I'm going to do with it is paint it and take it up to their family ranch, and we can use that for the toy box up there because we have so many toys in this play area, but there's no like place to like put all the toys. We end up just lining them up against the wall, and I think having a toy box like that would be great. I'll just have to get the soft close hinges on it so that way we don't have the little ones breaking their fingers, because the top of that bench is heavy duty because I needed to be able to hold weight. But anyway, moving on, I got a majority of the built-ins down. Now, at this point, the plan was to leave the desk and that shelf over there in the corner, and then put her bed under the window with the nightstand on the other side. But we did hit a slight dilemma. I'm going to give you a quick story time on what happened, because it was an honest mistake, but a big mistake, and I am sharing so that way hopefully you don't ever make the same mistake and go through what I went through on this day. So the original plan was to leave that little built-in over there, move her bed, paint this wall, just to like kind of have it finished for the day, because I knew we didn't have a whole lot of time to do the whole room. We were just going to work in sections and kind of get started with her makeover. That's the plan all along. That is still the plan. Her room is not finished. Even by the end of this video, it is not finished. There's a lot that we want to do to it. We are just working slowly, because I have learned over the years that as an influencer, sometimes when it comes to projects, you have to show some type of finished product or the video just doesn't perform as well. And unfortunately, that comes with rushing, and you end up rushing through a project to have a finished product. And then maybe it's not exactly what you wanted, or maybe you feel like you overspent on something, yada, yada, yada. So what I've been trying to do is just kind of reel it back a little bit. Like, let's be a lot more realistic about this. Makeovers in real life are not done overnight. As much as I love my job and I love that I can create and do this type of stuff, it is unrealistic for me to think that I can do this all by myself in one day and give you guys a full massive, blown away before and after. I like have come to realize that I am just not HGTV, okay? I try to be, but I am not. So anyway, at this point, we're trying to just make the room look somewhat decent in the in-between. So I go out to my paint stash, I grab a can of paint that I knew, just by looking at the color, I knew it was agreeable gray, which is what the rest of my house is painted. So I was like, oh, for now, this will be perfect. I poured it into a bucket because we didn't even have a paint can or a paint roller tray. So I just poured it into like an old bucket I had, and we just go to town with some paint brushes and rollers that we had on hand. We weren't spending any extra money. It was great. Well, the problem, we took a turn whenever the paint started to dry, and I noticed that it was like more of a flat finish, which I never really use inside my house. So I was like, why does this paint look different? And then it dawned on me. I just painted my entire house with exterior paint. Is this the exterior paint and not the interior paint? And then I was like, let me go double check. I go outside and look, and sure enough, I use exterior paint inside the house. Quick Google search tells you that it's absolutely terrible, and then I started to panic with me having health-related anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh, I done us. Like, I know that sounds horrible, but that's just where my mind went. And then, the more you look into it, the more you're like, paint fumes are so bad, and then here I am with the kids painting, and like, we've painted so many times before, I never had an issue. Oh, but that's just the mom and me being over paranoid, so I end up closing off her room, opening up every window, every fan that we owned ended up in this bedroom, trying to air it out as quickly as possible. We let it fully dry, and then I went to Lowe's and ended up having to buy a brand new can of paint because there was no way in hell I was fixing to use the other paints that I have in my stash because I was scared I was going to mess up again. And at that point, I was like, you know what, I'm ripping this built-in out. Like, we're going to go ahead and get this room painted, the whole thing, this other wall that I'm like near now, the tan one, and repaint the exterior painted wall. It was just, honestly, it was a bad day. And yeah, I mean, maybe it was a happy accident in the end because we ended up going ahead and getting that other wall painted too. Who knows? Also, I'm really glad that we ended up ripping out this other built-in. It just really opened up the room so much. This room is huge. I feel like the camera doesn't even do it justice. Even with the built-ins, this is still a massive room, but removing the built-ins, I don't know, it just brought like more light to this wall over here, and it just feels so much more airy and clean and crisp without having too much on the walls anymore. So maybe it was a happy accident that we ended up using the exterior paint or what, I don't know, but yeah, that was a quick story time on what happened, but moving forward, now I know to double check every paint can before I pour it and start painting. So this built-in was not coming down as easily, and I did notice that a lot of this wood did get a little messed up, so that's why I'm throwing these out the window because these are going to have to go straight outside to get fixed up, and some of the parts are going to have to get cut off so I can reuse them. And then boom, we're getting into painting. The color I'm using is called Alabaster by Sherwin-Williams. This is the same color I used for our entire new edition. A lot of you love this color. It's the most perfect creamy white. However, in the afternoon, it does pull a little bit more, I wouldn't say yellow, but definitely more creamy. So just keep that in mind. During the day, it's bright white, but as the sun goes down, it starts to give that more beige undertone, which I personally love. It's very warm and cozy, and it's not like stark white. I love this color. My daughter calls this a dirty white, but I don't care. It looks really good. She does love it. It was just something quick and easy to throw on the walls that I knew was going to look good until we can figure out a better option later. But at this point in time, we didn't have a choice. We had to paint over this exterior paint because, just so you know, if you ever do end up accidentally using exterior paint inside, all you have to do is prime and paint over it. And this paint that I bought was expensive. I did buy the higher end paint that comes with a paint and primer in it. This is like the best paint that Sherwin-Williams offers. It has great coverage. As you can see, one coat pretty much does it, but I did end up going over this twice. So I feel like it's, that exterior paint is trapped behind it, and that's all you got to do. So don't panic too much like I did if that ever happens to you. And who knew? I always thought, what does it really matter? But it does definitely matter. But anyway, I got this done. I actually love this creamy white better than the little gray that we had going on. And you can see the difference between the agreeable gray that's above the window now and the alabaster, like the two different tones. I just feel like the alabaster looks better in our home personally. But I actually want to paint the whole house this color. I have been thinking about going through and repainting, but after this day, I don't think I want to paint for the rest of the year. Now, moving on to day 2 of this bedroom refresh, we decided since I already bought the paint, we have enough now to go ahead and paint this accent wall. So I'm going to take the curtains down, take down her little stuffed animals that are up there in the corner. And by the way, that little stuffed animal holder that's there, I got that from Dollar Tree for $1.25. It even came with the little hooks and everything, and it's been great to keep those like off the bed and off the floor so the dogs don't eat them. So if you got kids that love stuffed animals, highly recommend going to Dollar Tree and picking you up one of those little hammocks for them. That it worked great. And then I even bought 2 because I thought I was going to have to double it up because I didn't know how big it was, but it's obviously a good size. So I'm going to work on just kind of prepping the space, getting it ready to be painted. We are going to have to hand paint a lot of this with a paintbrush because this is like one of the first accent walls I did here in this house. It was like a long time ago. I'll link that video below. That was back when this room was actually my room. And then my daughter had the master bedroom, which that's a whole video in itself why we did that. Just a quick backstory, it was because this bedroom is bigger, and at the time I had huge bedroom furniture that I wasn't ready to give up yet, and my bedroom furniture fit better in this room, so that's why we switched rooms. I didn't care to even have the bathroom in my bedroom. I don't care about that kind of stuff. I'm not like that. I don't care. So anyway, I did an accent wall. It was actually painted the color peppercorn, which is a dark, like super dark gray. It was so like moody and cool, and that was when I had the farmhouse vibe. This accent wall was my favorite. It was the first, like I said, it was the first one I ever did, and there was a little bit of mistakes made because I don't know if you can tell, but the lines above the window are a little bit closer together, so you can't even fit a roller in between them. You actually have to hand paint them, which is fine. It's not a big deal. We got it done pretty quickly. I had my little helper in here. She loves to paint. Honestly, both of my kids love to paint, so they just helped me out, and we got it done pretty quickly. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad does it stress you out that we don't paint in one section and work our way across? We are just jumping from here to there and everywhere. And honestly, it comes down to the fact that, like, truly, I just get bored painting the same section for too long. I need to change it up. That's just how I do things. I know it drives so many people completely nuts. But hey, at least it gets done. You know what I mean? It's fine. Alright, the room has finally been painted. We ended up touching up some paint on the other walls as well off camera. I didn't want to bore you guys with too much painting, but basically the entire room has now been painted the Alabaster color by Sherwin-Williams. And now we're going to start styling the space. Also, please do not pay attention to the ceiling. I'm going to be repainting it all, just not today. Not after the whole little situation we had. So we're going to go ahead and style and get the space together. She is going to be in my little corner telling me where she wants things and how she wants it. I'm just here to make it happen. So she wants boho, blues, very mature style, very simple, clean aesthetic. So that's what I'm going to try my best to create for her with the items that we already have on hand. We did not buy anything to make this project happen. Everything we had, everything that we used, we already had. For instance, the curtains, I already had these in here, and then at the time I had them doubled up on this window, but for now we ended up just doing one panel on each side. If I could find these curtains, I would totally double up the panels and order more, but I found these at Ollie's for $11 for a 2-pack. How crazy is that? Ollie's has great deals on curtains, but the problem is you can never find enough. I've always noticed I can find 1 pack of the same color, and you get lucky if you find 2, and at that time I had just happened to find 2. So I decided to just split these up for now. They're a little thin on each side of the window, but it does the job, and it's better than nothing for right now. So, and she loves this color. She likes it because it's blackout, and so when she wants to close up the curtains, it makes her room completely dark so she can watch movies and everything, which is pretty cool. So she loves that, and these curtains are beautiful. They have a little bit, they're I wouldn't say they are velvet, but they have a little bit of a sheen to them. I think they look really, really beautiful. Honestly, I think they're prettier in person. I feel like the camera doesn't always pick up the colors and the tones as nicely as it does when you're actually physically in there. But the color complements the headboard so well. I could not have chose a better headboard back when we bought this. And that headboard was only $100, you guys. $119, I think, after tax. If it's still on sale and still available, I'll link it below. It has been great. It's very pretty. I actually want to get one for my room as well. So I did end up putting this little end table. I picked this up from a thrift store. I think I paid $5 for it. It was crazy cheap. And I've always had it in my living room, and then I got a new one for in there. And so since we're kind of going with a boho vibe, I really like the way this table looks in here with the, the natural wood tone, and I love the rounded look. I think it just gives some character to the space. So I brought that in here. I also brought this floor lamp that I had because I felt like the floor lamp looked a little bit more of that boho look versus having a lamp actually sitting on the table. And we don't have a lamp that kind of had this look anyway, so I felt like this looked cute. And then we had this gold chair that she doesn't really use anymore, but we put that over here in the corner as a plant stand to make this plant a little bit taller. She definitely wanted all the plants. She loves the greenery. It was just so cute, little mini me. So we put that over here. This is her little her little baby, and then both of them are real plants, by the way. We have like an ivy plant, and then this is the monstera. I don't know how you say that, but they're really good at purifying the air, which I thought was great since we just painted the room. So hopefully we can get some air purification happening. So I'm all for it. I'm like, girl, you want plants? We'll get you some plants. We'll grab the plants from around the house and we'll put them in your room. And that's exactly what we did. And then I ended up just, like I said, grabbing little things here and there, trying new things. The curtains for this window we're going to hang up. Don't you worry. I'm going to get to that in a second. And I literally almost chopped my head off with that ceiling fan. I don't know what I was thinking. I felt the blade of the fan just like slide across my hair. Like, I got so lucky because that would have hurt because it was on full blast. Now, this piece of art that I tend to hang up in her room often, I love it. It's so unique. And I think that it's stunning. I don't know. There's something about it. It just really speaks to me. It was a personal portrait that she actually drew back in, like, I think she was in first grade when she did that. Like, it was crazy when she brought it home. And I was like, oh my gosh, Amaya, like, this is beautiful. And she's like, you think so? And I'm like, absolutely. I put it in this frame and I just thought it was like the most unique piece of art. And I swear to you, I'm going to keep that for the rest of my life. Like, it's just one of those pieces that like really just stands out to me, and I don't know, I just really love it, so I'm gonna keep it forever. And then look at this, y'all, look at this. I'm actually giving her my desk. Now, granted, when I brought this desk home for the first time, she fell in love with this desk. I think she loved it more than I did. She was like, I want a desk like this when I get older. And I do not sit at my desk as often as she does for like art and drawing and like all the things that she does. I tend to carry my computer around a lot. So I edit, like currently I'm sitting at the coffee table in the new edition on the couch because it's more comfortable for me and my back than sitting in an office chair. I tend to stand up. I'll take my computer and I'll move it to like the TV stand and I'll stand up over there. Like, I move around a lot when I work because it's hard for me to sit still. I don't know. I get like a really, really stiff sore back if I sit for too long. Like, I need to constantly be moving. So anyway, gave her the desk. She absolutely fell in love with it. I added a mirror that we already had. I brought in, this is my old office chair. Dylan actually bought that for me, and then we gave it to her once we built her built-ins and she had the little desk. So it's really comfortable for her. And then ended up doing this. We added a couple like touches to the desk, a couple touches everywhere else as well. Just trying to pull the space together and make it look a little bit more styled for now. You know, there's a lot we'd love to do for this space. I want to bring in some more color. She wants some throw pillows for her bed. She wants to bring in some pops of like orange and yellows, and I love that, and I will definitely make that happen over time. We just got to find little things. So we're going to be thrifting soon. We definitely need to do some thrifting so we can find some cute stuff, get some more artwork for her walls. I want to find her some type of like little shelving system that can go on the walls for her little knickknacks. She's got a lot of cute things that we had on the built-ins that we no longer have to style those things, so we need something for the wall. I could even build a little shelf I thought about doing, so we'll work on that. Honestly, we have so many ideas for the space, and we're going to be pulling it together over time, and I will share that as it comes together. So anytime we get anything new and we work on it, I'll include it into a vlog so y'all can see that happen. But really quick, I just wanted to say, I know she's watching this video right now. If anyone is my biggest fan, it is my daughter. Oh, I'm going to cry. And honey, I am so proud of you. I'm so very proud of you. You are the most loving, kind, beautiful little girl. And I hope that you love your room, and I loved working on it with you. And thank you for everything you do for mommy and just being so helpful and sweet and loving to your brother. You are truly a blessing, truly, truly a blessing. And yeah, mommy loves you very, very much.
Until I met you, I was feeling lost. But you're the one who can make it go away. All you have to do is look at me. Sometimes I can't breathe, but it feels like you're the one who saves me. When I try, but don't succeed. Yeah, it feels like you're the one who saves me. The one who saves me.
I'm trying my best to hold on. stronger with you, and the days don't work out the way I thought they would.
Okay. Bedroom is done for now. Super budget friendly makeover. All we really did was take out the built-ins, paint, same curtains. We just added some plants, found things around the house to add to the room. She wanted like very simple, clean, boho style. And then we actually took the desk that was out. I was using it as my desk, but now I sit more at the coffee table anyway when I edit. So I let her use this desk for now until we can find her one at a good price. And then I just had this mirror already from my old dresser from like a long time ago. It was just in the closet, so we just put that up there. She's got her little art cart over there in the corner. And it just feels so much like more airy and clean, don't it? Do you love it?
Yeah, I love it.
And then we got her blue rug. She wanted like blues, whites, greenery. I think it's
Yellow,
definitely,
white.
Yeah, we're gonna get some more like little things. I wanna get some like throw pillows for her bed. And we'll just incorporate little things as time goes on. But for now, it looks cute.
And I'm gonna do a haul.
You're gonna do a haul?
Yeah.
So that is her room. Noxaboni. By the way, I just wanted to tell you guys, what an experience with the paint, huh?
I know.
Having to like repaint the wall twice was crazy work. Not that one, I'm talking about this one. When we painted it and then had to redo it because I used exterior paint on accident.
Oh my gosh.
What a nightmare. But at least it's done.
At least. I wasn't able to sleep in my room for like a week.
Not a week, it was like 2 days.
3.
2.
3.
2. All right, she loves it, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me. It looks super cute for right now. We still have a lot of color we want to incorporate in, some throw pillows. I would like to get a bigger rug that goes under her bed a little bit more and covers the space. We'll work on that. I also want to do a little something to this other wall, so we're going to figure it all out, don't you worry. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video with a friend or family member, like, comment, all the things. I really appreciate it so much. It helps my channel tremendously, and I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.